Hey y'all, what's poppin'? What's good? It's your girl Simone, aka the Black Queen, and I am back with another YouTube video. So I tried this new bantu knot style. I'm not really too sure how I feel about it. I really don't come on like social media with my natural hair, but it's here. I just realized how much more I have to take care of it and stuff like that. So yeah. So in today's video, I will be talking about the illustrious, the beautiful Howard University, the Mecca, the top of the top. So I'll be talking about the top of the top, Howard University, like the Mecca, like I said, because one of my subscribers, and shout out to her, she asked me to do the pros and cons of Howard University. Right, so I'm a graduate student, so obviously I'm gonna have a different perspective than an undergraduate student. But I made my little list here in my Shop Unsaid notebook. So these notebooks will be available hopefully in a couple of weeks. I just have to speak to my manufacturer. But yeah, so let's get right into it. And also, before we really start, if you're new to my channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come follow me on Instagram. So my Instagram is the black__queen, and then my business page is Shop Unsaid. So ladies, come check me out. I got you with the styles and looking cute and look at what and look at I got you. So let me stop talking and rambling, right? And let me get into today's video. Okay, so the first pro of Howard, I would say, obviously this goes without saying, it's like the top HBCU in the nation. Like, come on, like it really is the top HBCU in the nation. When you look at it, it's either Howard or Spelman College. Howard is a university, so it has like doctoral programs, master's programs. When it's a college, it's just like a regular, bachelor's program. The university has like amazing professors, and like obviously a lot of them here are African American, so you really will get your money's worth when it comes to that, because these professors are well known. Like they hold weight in like different, like in their different sectors, whether it's like pharmacy or social work or this or that, and they have connections as well. So I would say like the professors here are really good, especially if they like you and you network with them, and you really like you form a bond. So yeah, I would say the yard is really, really nice. This is where like Founders Building is like at, and a whole bunch of other like Blackburn and Douglas and some other buildings. Remember, I'm not undergrad, so I never really got a chance to take a tour of the whole campus. So I know some of the buildings, but you know what I would do? I'm gonna do a tour of the whole campus for you guys and get familiar with it since I go here, right? Well, I'm about to graduate, so I might as well do that. Howard University is located in Washington, D.C. It's located in a very urban area, so you don't need a car. So, well, yeah, I would say like for the basic stuff, you will not need a car. Is my closet showing? Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Because my closet is messy. But yeah, it's located in an urban area, so like right on Howard's campus, you can either walk to Shaw, which is like literally a couple of blocks down, hop on a train, or you can walk to U Street and hop on a train there, and you can literally go anywhere. Like when I do my like travel and stuff, like to save money, instead of taking an Uber to the airport, I usually just hop on Shaw. I hop on like the train station and go to, I just burped, and go to the airport. However, like if you're not, like I'm from New York City, so I'm used to that whole like, all right, train, bus, this, that, and I can drive too because I'm from Queens and we're just also bougie and high city anyway. But if you're not used to that whole urban city, like it just depends on where you're coming from and what you're used to. So I would say that. I would say also, because Howard is located in Washington, D.C., it has a great network. Like there's some of the top other like PWI schools, like George Washington, American, there's Catholic. There is a really, really good network here and great opportunity when it comes to jobs, especially for like African American people. So that's also a plus. Also, it's the capital, right? Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States. So obviously there's going to be a lot of governmental jobs there. And like I said, a whole bunch of networking opportunities, depending if you want to go into law or politics or policy, like those things. I would say like come here for, because like Howard University, I would say kind of sort of has like a good connection with that. I can only speak for my, let me only speak for my program. I would say for my program, they have an okay connection. I think that there are some areas where they can improve when it comes to policy level stuff and making improvements in policy for, you know, African Americans and African American communities, but that's just my personal opinion. Um, okay, so like I said, you don't need a car because it's located in a very urban area. So like they also have the bus system, but I would not recommend the bus because the bus be stinking. And unfortunately, Washington D.C. is going through a gentrification issue. So a lot of people are being pushed out, and some people are becoming homeless. And also the homeless issue comes from, you know, people, you know, being on drugs and stuff like that, because there was a big drug issue here back in the 90s, and you can still see its relevancy today. But that's more of a con, but anyway. Okay, so there's a Walmart and there's a Giant. So these, I like to walk a lot, especially being from New York City. We walk a lot. So it's in walking distance. So you never really have to hop on a train or hop in an Uber unless you're having like some like heavy ass, excuse me from like cursing. Unless you have like something like really, really heavy, then I would say you might need a car or something like that. But I have like me and my friend, when we go shopping, we have like a little cart. So we just put our groceries in there and we just walk. Like we just walk it. But I think also she's used to it because she's from Nigeria, right? And I'm from New York. So I'm like usually like walking and just doing a whole bunch of stuff. So also, there's a bookstore on campus. A lot of HBCUs, from the most part, are moving to campuses that are offline. I mean, bookstores that are online, like Wilberforce University and another HBCU that I visited are moving to an online campus, online bookstore, not online campus. So that's a little irritating. And you can get your books from the bookstore and paraphernalia as well. However, I would not recommend getting your books from the bookstore because it's expensive. You know, you can go to things like Chegg and Amazon, and there's this also really cheap website, but I forgot the name of it. I'm gonna see if I can find it for you guys and put it in the little comment thing. And if I get somebody check me, they're like, girl, you forgot. So yeah. Ooh, I have to get used to this hairstyle, Lord. But okay. So let's go to the cons, right? Okay, guys, really quickly, I'm not gonna sit here and bash Howard because this is my HBCU and I do love what Howard has done for the African American community. So if that's what you're looking for, you might as well click off this video. However, I am going to keep it 100% real with you guys because just like all institutions, there's always a pro and always a con to everything. So yeah, I really do love Howard and everything that it's done, and I do strongly suggest that you come. So some of the cons I would say is one, when you attend the MECCA, the top of the top, the top of the top of the top of the top, right? People can get a little cocky. Yeah, people could just get a little cocky and get out of place. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Like they could just start moving very funny money and start feeling themselves, you know. Especially if people get certain positions, they just can just let stuff get like what am I trying to say to y'all? People can let titles get to their head and start moving funny. But I feel like this is all over the place. Like whether you at a HBCU, whether you at a PWI, whether you at Howard, whether you at Hampton, whether you at John C. Smith, whether you at Bethune-Cookman, whether you at Clark Atlanta, whether you at Kentucky State. These are all HBCUs that I'm naming, by the way. But yeah, that you can tend to run into that when you come to Howard, because like I said, it's the MECCA, and you know, people get titles and maybe get letters or things like that. I don't know if this is a con, depending on what, like just depending on your preference when it comes to like your sexual orientation. The girl to boy or the woman to men ratio is very off. So I think it's like for every one boy is like 25 girls, something like that. I know the ratio is really off. So you can, what I'll do is I'll go and I'll fact check myself just to double check and make sure. But yeah, it's a bit off. So if you're looking for like your Howard boo, your Howard boyfriend, you might want to go to Morgan State or Bowie or Bowie. Like you can come to Howard. I still come to the MECCA, still come to the type of the top and be a bison and all that action is. But if you're looking for like someone to maybe date, maybe like go to the other neighboring HBCUs. And the other HBCUs are really within the area, because like for those who don't know, who don't follow me on Instagram and social media, or who are new to my channel, I do go and collect HBCU sweaters. Like I go to the school and tour the school. So my goal is to go to every HBCU in the nation. Okay. But that's a story for another day. Um, Another con is that people do get robbed. There's McDonald's that everybody knows about. They do get robbed, and there's a projects like that's literally right next to one of the undergraduate dorms. And I honestly would say, like, me being from an urban city, being from New York, and my mother coming from the projects, like, you know, public housing, like, you have to just know how to maneuver. Like, I know how to maneuver, like, and so when I see the emails of people getting robbed, I'm like, you got robbed off of that. Like, you got to be very, very aware of your surroundings. You got to watch your back, your front, your left, your right, your up, and your down. Like, you really just have to be very much aware. And I feel like the people that do get robbed come from these little states like South Dakota, Minnesota, and those little states that are like a little bit out of the norm for me. So they come to this urban city, and like I could see how they would be like if I was to rob somebody. And I'm not saying I do this, but if I was to rob somebody, you can just kind of tell who is about it and who is not. And I don't know, like you could just kind of like, you can read people's body language. And me being social work, you know, we read people's body language and we do all that action. And so it's like, I don't know, you could just kind of tell. So if you come from an urban area, I feel like you will be okay. I feel like you will be okay. You just still have to be on your P's and Q's when you go to the McDonald's, even when you go to the Starbucks. So somebody got robbed at the Starbucks, the Lizzie, or you know, if you're just walking around in the area, because they do be shooting at night too. So I would say be very, very careful. I'm not trying to scare you, but they do be shooting. Also, what else? So the nail and the beauty supply store is really expensive here. To get your nails done, which is a place on U Street, I still go get my toes done there because that's the only place that is in the area that is like affordable and that I'm comfortable with. But they're really, really expensive. Like in New York, like if you like anybody from New York City, you already know we get our nails and our toes done. Like if for a basic color, still much affordable, like $30. Here they be charging like $40 to $45 to $50. Like it's very much expensive. So when I do have my nails on down here, it's either I went back home to get my nails done, or I have on press-ons, or somebody paid for them. But my toes, they always stay done because I don't play those raggedy feet games. But only during quarantine, that's why I'm suffering a little bit. But that's a story for another day. What else? I'll do a video tour for y'all so y'all can see that. The area is also becoming very gentrified. So if you're trying to find off-campus housing, there's this department called the Department of Off-Campus Housing Community Engagement. They will give you a list of places to go and stay and like, you know, live. However, it's just mad expensive. Like me coming from New York City, I'm used to high rent, but I'm thinking, oh, I'm in the South, like it's not gonna be that expensive. I feel like I'm paying New York City prices. What are y'all doing? Like it's just it's just wild. In my opinion, it's just wild. So you have to keep that in mind. A lot of people move to Maryland, there's no Dunkin' Donuts close by. I don't know if this is like a pro or a con, but like I said, I'm from New York City. I grew up on Dunkin' Donuts. Like I'm a coffee person, and the simple fact that there's no the closest Dunkin' Donuts is actually on a gas station, which is walking distance, like maybe like a 10-minute walk, and then the next one is a 24-minute walk. But at the end of the day, they don't know how to make coffee down here. So what I suggest that you do, you buy yourself a coffee maker and you make your own coffee. So that's what I've been doing. Before I was like really just spending a whole bunch of money at Starbucks, but I realized like I just want to save my money because I have like financial goals that I want to do, so I can't be buying coffee like I used to. I hope I answered some of y'all's questions, like the pros and the cons. The programs here at Howard, I would say for the most part, are really, really good. From an undergraduate level, I had friends and my friends' sisters that went to Howard for undergrad, and they really did enjoy their time here. It's a little bit of an old Howard and a new Howard type of feel. Old Howard, I would say, was more really lit. Like I came here when I was 16 to go visit my cousin. It was more lit than it was now, I would say. But that's also because the times are changing as well. But I would still say like this is still like a really good school. It's the MECCA. Like you understand, like if you really want to go to a place that sets the trend, then you come to Howard. You understand? You come and you chill with the big door. Is that a stain on that's my makeup? All right, anyway, you come to Howard because you know we set the trend. You feel me? I look crazy, I know. But you come to Howard because we set the trend, like seriously. And I'm not knocking any other HBCU because at the end of the day, like I said, I have a love for HBCUs. I'm very, very passionate about HBCUs. But because I go here, I'm a talk like how I talk because that's what I do, because I attend I attend here. So you know I'm gonna talk like I'm hot. Like, you feel me? Even though I am, when I'm gonna talk hot shit because it's Howard. Like, fuck is you talking about? Oh my god, if my mother watches this, I was just kidding. I'm not cursing. Like, for real, I'm not cursing. But yeah, I hope I answered your questions. If I did not, please type in the comments, whatever, and I'll try my best to answer your questions. Like I said, I will do a tour of the university campus. And yeah, and if you guys like this video, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're currently, I think, at 160 followers, and that's lit. Grr, gang. Welcome to the Queen's gang. Grr. Yeah, I'm freaking crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy. But yeah, welcome to the Queen's gang. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, like I said, the black__queen. And come check out my business page, shop_unsaid. Ladies, let me get you tight and right. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.